Diamagnetic substances means a substance slightly repelled by a magnetic field. What are the criteria for diamagnetism? The substance must not have any unpaired electrons. Yes, we shall test which of the four has no unpaired electrons. H2 plus, for instance. Each H has one electron. 1 into 2, 2. Because of plus charge, 1 electron less, so it has 1 electron. For a molecular ion, you must write electronic configuration, molecular orbital configuration, sigma 1s1. That means it has got one unpaired electron, it is paramagnetic. He2 plus. Yes, each helium has 2 electrons, 2 into 2, 4, minus 1 because of plus charge, 3. Again for molecular ions, you must write molecular electronic configuration, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s1. It also has an unpaired electron, paramagnetic. O2. O2 has got 8 into 2, 16 electrons. Yes, I'll quickly write the electronic configuration, molecular orbital configuration for 16 electron. Sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2pz2, pi 2px2 equals pi 2py2. Pi star 2px1 equals pi star 2py1. This you have practiced, I feel. So it has got 2 unpaired electrons. Therefore, O2 is also paramagnetic because of its 2 unpaired electrons. Last one is N2. N2 configuration is this minus this. Yes. N2 is, quickly I will write sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2px2 equals pi 2py2. Next, sigma 2pz2. All has no unpaired electrons. Nitrogen, N2, H2, they are all diamagnetic substances. N2 was the answer. What is the criteria for diamagnetism? No unpaired electrons. Have a look at the next question that has appeared on the screen. Maximum deviation from ideal gas behavior is expected from. Yes, first PUC portion, ideal gases are those which follows gas laws strictly at all temperatures and pressures. But most of the gases do not. They deviate. They don't follow gas laws strictly. They are said to deviate from ideal behavior. Look here. There is a point under this heading. Gases which have or which can be easily liquefied. Gases that can be easily liquefied deviate more from ideal behavior. If you want, you can make a note. Gases that can be easily liquefied deviate more from ideal behavior. Out of the gases given here, methane gas, natural gas, very difficult to liquefy methane. Very high pressure is required. CNG, compressed natural gas. Natural gas is methane. Unless you compress methane to a very high pressure, it won't become liquid. Not easy to liquefy. Hydrogen, nitrogen hydrogen is the toughest. Very, very difficult to liquefy hydrogen. Similarly, nitrogen, oxygen, ammonia, You had seen in chemistry laboratory only, we use liquid ammonia. It's easy to liquefy ammonia, carbon dioxide, ammonia, etc. Easy to liquefy. So more deviation from the ideal behavior. Therefore, ammonia is the answer, option B. Have a look at the question number 10. Which of the following has the highest value of RMS velocity at 298 km? 4 options are given. To answer this question, you don't need to use the formula also, I will tell you. But anyhow, I will write the formula. RMS velocity is given by C is equal to 3 RT by M. Look here, R is a constant. In this problem, temperature is also kept constant at 298 K. So RMS velocity depends only on the molar mass. But molar mass is in the denominator. Root mean square velocity is inversely proportional to the square root of the molar mass. More the molar mass, less the RMS velocity. So make a note, more the molar mass, less the RMS velocity. So RMS velocity will be high only for lighter gases. The common sense also. If the molecule is light, it can move fast. CH4, mentally calculate its molar mass 16, 12 plus 4. CO, 12 plus 16, 28. Cl2, 35.5 into 2, 71. CO2, 12 plus 12 plus 32, it will be 44. So out of this, the lightest was methane, molar mass 16. Obviously, it must have the highest RMS velocity. Chlorine, having the highest molar mass of 71, must have the least RMS velocity. Here I have asked highest molar RMS velocity. Therefore, the answer is CH4, option E. Okay, students, please go through the questions that we have discussed in this session with great attention, because this will give you an idea as to what type of questions are asked in our examination, how should we approach and all that. Whenever I say some salient points discussing a particular question, and if you do not know that, better to make a note of it, because very quickly you will forget about it. Okay, thank you. We shall meet in the next session for the rest of the questions. Thank you.